Hello, everybody. Scoony Dibber 7 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we've got the 15-5 Chicago Cubs taking on the 7-13 Colorado Rockies. This is game one of a two-game series between the Cubs and the Rockies. Who's going to come out on top at game one here at Coors Field? We'll know in just a second. In 9 innings, let's take a look at the starting defense for the Chicago Cubs. Leading off the center fielder, Reed Johnson. Batting second, the shortstop, Ryan Thurot. Batting third, the first baseman, Derek Lee. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the third baseman, Amiris Ramirez. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Darrell Ward. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Mark DeRosa. Batting seventh, the catcher, Giovanni Soto. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Ronnie Sindo. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Rich Hill. On the mound for the Rockies is Franklin Morales, who'll come into the game with a 13.53 ERA. He's got no wins and 3 losses. He's pitched 15 and 1/3 of an inning, allowed 14 hits, 7 strikeouts, and 6 walks. We're here at Coors Field, which will give a -1 to strikeouts, but nothing to walks and home runs. And with that, Reed Johnson steps up as the home plate umpire dusts off home plate, and we're ready for the first pitch. Reed Johnson batting a .351, and the first pitch in this game is underway, and we're going to start off with a 1-1. Column 1, row 1 at the ballpark. Anytime the result on the pitcher card is the @ symbol, you resolve the play on the ballpark card. In this case, we're going to go to Coors Field. 3-3, column 3, row 3. It's a fly ball back there to center field. Spabalgas will go back, makes the catch, and 1 away. So let's take a look at the starting defense for the Colorado Rockies. Holiday will be out there in left field. Spabalgas will be in center field. Hall Pie in right field. Going around the horn, we've got Atkins on third. Tolutsky at short. Farms on second. Hilton at first. And Torleba is behind the plate with Morales on the mound. Ryan Thurot batting a .358. And the pitch. 5-3, column 5, row 3. Strikeout on a 1-3. The 7 is too high. 1-3, column 1, row 3. It's a single past second base past Barnes. And with that, Ryan Thurot is on with a base hit. Next up, it's Derek Lee, who's batting a .347. Infield at double play depth. Ryan Thurot on first. Strategy roll is a 13. The Cubs holding off, and here is the pitch. 6-4, column 6, row 4. Strikeout on a 1-6. The 19 is too high. 2-1, column 2, row 1. Now, that is a split result. So for split result, how do we determine on what side of the split we look at? On the pitcher card, we look at if the pitcher is left or right-handed. In this case, Franklin is a left-handed pitcher. So on the batter card, when we roll a split, we look on the left-handed side of the slash. So in this case, it's going to be a ground ball to second base. And now we will check to see if it is a double play. That is going to be a 4. It's a +1. Tolutsky is a 0. So it's a +1. That makes it a 4. The pivot is the shortstop. So with that, with the roll less than or equal to the ground double play rating, that's the number here highlighted in green, it makes it a double play. It is a 4-6-3 double play. And the Rockies get out of that with a double play. No runs, one hit, no errors, and none left on. We go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the Colorado Rockies. Leading off, the center fielder, Ryan Spilborghs. Batting second, the second baseman, Clint Barnes. Batting third, the first baseman, Todd Hilton. Batting fourth, the left fielder, Matt Holliday. In the cleanup position. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Garrett Atkins. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Brad Holmby. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Troy Tulowitzki. Batting eighth, the catcher, Jorvit Torreba. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Franklin Morales. On the mound for the Cubbies, it is Rich Hill. Comes into the game with a 1.93 ERA. He's got one win and no losses. He's pitched 14 innings, allowed 7 hits, 7 strikeouts, and 10 walks. Ryan steps up. He's batting a 222. Here is the pitch. 2-6, column 2, row 6. We're going to start this bottom half of the inning with a walk plus. So in a walk plus, we add 10 to that range. That makes it a 1 to 23. That is a 1. And that will be a walk. So with Ryan on first, that's going to bring up Clint Barnes. Barnes batting a 188. Strategy rolls in 18. Rockies, sacrifice play coming up. Infield double play depth. Here is the pitch. 5-1, column 5, row 1. That is a walk. It is a successful sac bunt. Bunted to the catcher to Barnes. That's going to move Ryan over to second. 1 away, and the Rockies have a runner now in scoring position. Todd Hilton batting a 293. Strategy rolls a 6. Runner now in scoring position. Infield at normal depth, and here is the pitch. 5-4, column 5, row 4. Home run chance on a 1 to 5. The 6 is too high. 4-3, column 4, row 3. Fly ball back there to Ward. And we'll take a look. And with that, Spilborghs will hold at second. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the Cubs. We've got DeRosa out there in left field. Johnson will be at center. Ward at right. Going around the horn, we've got Ramirez on third. Thurat will play short. Sindo at second. Lee is on first. Soto behind the plate. And Hill is on the mound. Strategy roll is a 20. Rich Hill will pick off on a 1 to 14. It's a 12. He picks him off. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 1, we're tied at 0. We go to the top of the second. Amaris Ramirez, Darryl Ward, and Mark DeRosa due up for the Cubbies. Ramirez batting a 338. 2-4, column 2, row 4. Double question mark, double star, and a 1 to 4. That is a 4. It's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop, to Tulowitzki. He'll make the catch, and that'll put 1 away. Darryl Ward batting a 200, and the pitch. 4-6, column 4, row 6. That's going to be a walk plus. On a 1 to 22, that is a 3, and that's going to be good for a walk. So they walk Ward. Runner on first with 1 out. Strategy rolls a 7. Infield at double play depth. Mark DeRosa batting a 292. Strategy rolls 7. Cubs holding off. And the pitch. 6-3, column 6, row 3. Strikeout on a 1 to 10. The 18 is too high. 2-3, column 2, row 3, double star 5. That's going to be a fly ball back there to Holiday. Holiday will make the catch, and that'll put 2 outs. So with 2 outs and a runner on, we add a +1 to the base run rating. Giovanni Soto up. He's batting a .391. Strategy roll 13, and here is the pitch. 3-4, column 3, row 4. That is a walk on a 1 to 10. The 13 is too high. Soto 4-6, column 4, row 6. That is a double into right field to Hallpie. And with that, Ward will go to third, Soto to second. We have a 1 now, so we are going to check to see if we're going to roll for extra bases here for the runner advancement. That is a 1. And on both of these, the lead runner will advance. However, that is a 3. If the roll is less than Soto's roll is a 3, that is a 1. And he'll move to third. So 1 run will score, and an RBI single will pick up on an RBI double. Soto will pick up the extra base, though. And that's going to bring up Ronnie Sindo. Sindo batting a .294, and here is the pitch. Strategy roll 13. Cubs up 1-0, 3-3. Column 3, row 3, that is a blank. 1-5, column 1, row 5. Fly ball back there to Holiday. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, one run, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Cubs. We go to the bottom of the second. Matt Holliday, Garrett Atkins, and Brad Hallpie due up for the Rockies. Matt Holliday batting a .355, and here is the pitch. 4-6, column 4, row 6. That is a range play. So on a range play, we check the first number on the defense. Whose range are we checking? 2-4. Column 2, row 4. It's a pop up to Lee. His range is on a 1 to 4. That is a 6. Lee can't get it, and with that, Holiday will get on with a base hit. It is outside of his range. Holiday will take first, and with that, strategy rolls a 1. That is a steal attempt. All right. And that is going to be a 19. That's going to be a 20. And that is a 12. So with that, Holiday over at second. Atkins batting at .382. Infield normal depth now. And here is the pitch. 5-4, column 5, row 4. Home run chance on a 1 to 5. The 16 is too high. 3-6, column 3, row 6. That's going to be a single to DeRosa out there in left field. And with that, Holiday will go to third. He's waved around home. Remember, we have we roll for the 1. We roll for runner advancement. That is a 1. It tells us to check the second die roll of the 1 chart. So that's the chart here. So basically on the roll of a 1 on the throw chart, basically, like we said, the lead runner will advance. So the Rockies tie the game up at 1, but does Atkins advance? That roll is a 3. If the roll is less than or greater to no, the roll is higher. Atkins will stay. Brad Hallpie batting a .333, no outs, runner on first. Strategy roll is a 14. The infield is at double play depth. And here is the pitch. 4-4, column 4, row 4. That is a walk on a 1 to 12. That is a 7, and that's going to be good for a walk. So Atkins will trot on down. Hallpie will go to first. Atkins moves over to second. That's going to bring up Troy Tulowitzki, who is batting a .219. Strategy roll 14, and here is the pitch. 3-3, column 3, row 3, strikeout on a 1-5. That is a 1. Struck him out. And that'll put 1 away. Your Victory batting a 184. Runners on first and second. Strategy rolls a 4. Infield still at double play depth. 1 out. And here is the pitch. 3-1, column 3, row 1, double star 1. That's good, double star. Now, in the actual game, you'll take 1d6, roll it against the double star line. And in this case, it's going to be a fly ball back there to center field. And that'll be out number 2. So Franklin Morales is up. And here is the pitch. Strategy rolls a 1. Rockies holding off 6-5, column 6, row 5. That is a walk on a 1. The 10 is too high. 3-1, column 3, row 1, double star 5. It's a fly ball back there to Johnson, who will make the catch. And that will retire. And that will retire the side. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and the Rockies will leave 2 stranded after 2. We're tied at 1. We go to the top of the 3rd. Rich Hill, Reed Johnson, and Ryan Thierout due up for the Cubbies. Rich Hill, here's the pitch. Hill, 5-3, column 5, row 3, strikeout on a 1-30. That is a 10. Struck him out. Struck him out, and that's going to be 1 away. We go to the top of the order. Reed Johnson, 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. 2-1, column 2, row 1. It's a wild pitch as Johnson will smack the foul ball into the stands. So lucky fan here at Coors Field will get that ball, and that's going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3 at the ballpark. We're going to go to Coors Field. 1-6, column 1, row 6. It's a single past the second baseman. And with that, Johnson is on with a single. One out, runner on first. Strategy roll is at 12. Cubs holding off. Ryan Thierout, who is 1 for 1. And here is the pitch. Infield double play depth. 6-4. Column 6, row 4. Strikeout on a 1-3. The 4, too high. Just outside of the range. 3-4. Column 3, row 4. Ground ball to second base to Barbs. He'll make the catch. No double play there. It's going to be a +1. Tulowitzki being the pivot. That is a 4. The 5 too high. Johnson will get forced out. And Thierout will get on by fielder's choice. Derek Lieb is 0 for 1. Strategy roll 9. And here is the pitch. 4-2, column 4, row 2, strikeout on a 1-6. The 18 is too high. 1-3, column 1, row 3, ground ball to second base again to Barnes. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Cubs. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Ryan Spielbergus, Clint Burns, and Todd Hilton due up for the Rockies. Top of the order for Ryan. He walked his last time up, and here is the pitch. 6-6, column 6, row 6, strikeout on a 1-10. The 13 is too high. 4-2, column 4, row 2. That's going to be a single past the shortstop. And with that, Ryan will lead off with a base hit. Strategy roll 13. Rockies holding off. Clint Barnes up. He's batting a 188. And here is the pitch. 1-4, column 1, row 4. That is a walk plus. Remember, we add 10 to the range of the walk. That is a 15. That is an 8. And that's going to be good for a walk. So runners on first and second. Todd Hilton is up. He's 0 for 1. Rockies holding off. And here is the pitch. Infield double play depth, by the way. 1-5, column 1, row 5. That's going to be a walk. On a 1-34, that is a 1. And the Cubs have just loaded the bases. So they're going to call for a quick timeout, no outs, and the bases are loaded. They're going to go out there and talk to Hill on the mound. All right. Holiday, 1 for 1 with a run scored. Strategy roll is a 2, and here is the pitch. 1-6, column 1, row 6. That is a strikeout plus. We add 9 to that range. That's where we get the 20. So remember, we add 10 for the plus, minus the 1 for the range for the strikeout. That's where we get the 9 from. That is a 20. That is a 5. Struck him out. Struck him out looking, and that's going to be 1 away. Garrett Atkins, 1 for 1 with an RBI. Strategy roll 11. Infield playing in, and here is the pitch. 2-2, column 2, row 2, home run, that's an 18, that's a 7, and that ball is out of here. Grand slam home run by Garrett Atkins. He brings them all home. It's 5-1 Rockies. On a grand salami out there in the left field, DeRosa, all he can do is watch it, and that ball is into the stands. It's 5-1. And that is Atkins' 6th home run of the replay. Brad Hallpie is up. He walked his last time up. Infield normal depth. Rich Hill's pull rating is at 0. He can face 3 more batters before he's considered tired. 5-1. Column 5, row 1. That's going to be a walk on a 1-12. The 9 is too hot. The 9 in range, and that's going to be good for a walk. And with that, Troy Tulowitzki is up. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Strategy roll is a 6. 1 out, runner on first. Infield normal depth. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. That is a range play. Whose range are we checking? 1-3, column 1, row 3. It's a fly ball back there to DeRosa. His range is on a 1-2. That is a 4. It's outside of his range. That's going to be good for a single. And with that, Hallpie will go to second. The stop sign goes up. Base run rating is a 1 on a 2-5. If the roll is less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating, the runner will advance. Otherwise, he holds, and that's exactly what Hallpie is doing. So for DeRosa, that would be, he's 6 for 14 on his range plays. He's committed 2 errors throughout the replay so far. Strategy roll is an 18. That's going to be a sacrifice play. Hill can face one more batter before he's considered tired. The bullpen for the Cubbies is starting to warm up. Toreba, 0 for 1. And the pitch. 3-1. Column 3, row 1. Double star. Bunted hard. Proceed as you would with any ground double play. So it's bunted down the first baseline. It's an 18. And with that, it is going to be a fielder's choice. However, Holpie not part of that. He will go to third. Tulutsky is forced out at second. Base run rating of a 3. That is a 5. Roll is greater than. So it is a force out, and Toreba is on by fielder's choice. Franklin Morales is up. He's 0 for 1. Runners on first and third on the corner. Strategy wheels a 7 with 2 outs. Infield normal depth. Hill tired. Here's the pitch. 5-2. Column 5, row 2. Range play at the ballpark. We're going to go to Coors Field. 4-4. Column 4, row 4. Single to Ward. His range is on a 1-2. That is a 4. He can't make it in time as it hops off the wall. So Holpie scores. Torebo goes to second. He'll automatically advance to third on a 6 or higher runner's advance, no throw. Morales will hold at first, and once again, the runners are on the corners. So it's 6-1 Rockies, and we go to the top of as the order will flip over, we go to the top of the order, Ryan Sperbergus, who is 1 for 1 with a walk and a run. Strategy roll 19, and here is the pitch. Rich Hill tired, however, we do see action in the Cubs bullpen. 2-2, column 2, row 2. Home run on a 1-10. The 19 is too high. 2-6, column 2, row 6. Ground ball down the third baseline to Ramirez. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. 5 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and the Rockies will leave 2 stranded after 3. It's Rockies 6, Cubs 1. We go to the top of the 4th. Amaris Ramirez, Darryl Ward, and Mark DeRosa due up for the Cubbies. Ramirez, who is 0 for 1 today, Franklin can face 12 more batters before he's considered tired. Ramirez, the pitch, 2-2, column 2, row 2. That's going to be a range play. Whose range is it going to be? 4-3, column 4, row 3. Ground ball to Tulutsky to the shortstop. His range is on a 1-4. That is a 2. He'll make the catch. Tulutsky makes the catch, throws it over to Hilton for the out, and that is out number 1. Tulutsky is 3 for 6 on his range plays. He's committed 3 errors so far throughout the replay. Darryl Ward, walk and a run, and here is the pitch. 1-2, column 1, row 2. Home run on a 1-11. That is a 1. It's a solo home run by Darryl Ward. And Ward hits that dead center field. That ball is out of here. See you later. And that will bring the Cubs within 4. Down by 4, and that's going to be his second home run of the replay. Mark DeRosa, 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. 3-5, column 3, row 5. That is a blank. 1 out, nobody on. 4-2, column 4, row 2. Ground ball down the third baseline to Atkins. He'll make the catch. Throw it over to Hilton. And that is out number 2. Soto, 1 for 1 with a double and an RBI. And here is the pitch. 6-2, column 6, row 2. That is a range play. Whose range are we checking? 2-1, column 2, row 1 to the shortstop, Tulowitzki. Remember, his range is on a 1-4. And this time it's a 6. He can't make the play in time. And with that, he is now 3 for 7 on range plays. Runner on first with 2 outs, and Ronnie Sindo is up. He's 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 6, and here is the pitch. 4-1, column 4, row 1, hit by pitch. That is a 3. The 16 is too high. Flanken gives a 0 to that. 4-1, column 4, row 1, and that's going to be a single down the third baseline. Soto will hold at second. He would advance from first to third on a 6 at a 6 only. Rich Hill, they are going to let Hill take the hit here. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Strategy rolls a 16. Cubs holding off. 2-3, column 2, row 3, home run. That is a 0. 10, too high. 5-6, column 5, row 6, double star 5. Fly ball back there to left field. Holiday will make the catch. And that will retire the side. 1 run, 3 hits, and no errors, and the Cubs will leave 2 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Clint Barnes, Todd Hilton, Matt Holliday due up for the Rockies. And with that, Rich Hill is done. So the Cubs are going to go to the bullpen. And with that, the Cubbies are going to bring in John Lieber. Going to bring in their long reliever, John Lieber. That is his card. Lieber comes into the game with no ERA. He does have 1 win. He's pitched 3 2/3 innings, allowed 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, and no walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Rich Hill, he went 3 innings, allowed 6 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned runs, 5 walks, 2 strikeouts, 1 home run, an ERA of a 4.76. 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup. He is going to face Clint Barnes with a walk and a run, and here is the pitch. 4-4, column 4, row 4, home run on a 1-6. The 14 is too high. 1-3, column 1, row 3, fly ball back there to DeRosa. I'll make the catch, and that'll put 1 away. Todd Hilton 0 for 1 with a walk and a run, and here is the pitch. 6-3, column 6, row 3, strikeout on a 1-7. The 17 is too high. And that'll be a 6-4, column 6, row 4, and that's going to be a ground ball to Thurrott, who will make the catch. And in this case, Lieber being a right-handed pitcher, so on the batter card, we look on the right-handed side of the slash. 2 away, and that's going to bring up Matt Holliday. Holliday is 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a run. 1-2, column 1, row 2, strikeout On a 1 to 8, the 15 is too high. And that is going to be a 4 to 4. Column 2, row 4, pop up down the first baseline to Lee. Lee gets under it, makes the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors as the Cubs retire the Rockies in order. We go to the after 4. It's Rockies 6, Cubs 2. We go to the top of the 5th. Reed Johnson, Ryan Thurot, and Derek Lee do up for the Cubbies. Johnson 1 for 2 today, and here is the pitch. Morales can go 6 more batters before he's considered tired. 4-6. Column 4, row 6. Walk plus on a 1 to 18. 2 in range. And that's going to be a walk, so runner on first. Strategy rolls an 11. Ryan Thurot up. He's 1 for 2. And here is the pitch. 1-2, column 1, row 2, home run. On a 0, the 7 is too high. 3-3, column 3, row 3, ground ball to Barnes. Remember, Morales is a left-handed pitcher, so on the batter card, we look to the left-handed side of the slash. And that is going to be an out for Reed Johnson as he'll get forced out at second. Remember, ground double play rating, +1. That is a 3. Tolutsky is a 0. 5 on the roll. So the 5 is higher than the 3. Johnson is forced out. They're out on by fielder's choice. So 1 out, runner on first. Infield at normal depth. Strategy rolls a 20. On a 1 to 16, Morales will bulk. It's a 15, and that is a bulk. Derek Lee, 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. So on a bulk, Thurot will take second, 6-5, column 6. Row 5, walk plus on a 1 to 16. On a 1 to 26, that is an 8, and that's going to be good for a walk. So runners on first and second, and that's going to bring up Ramirez, who is 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. Strategy rolls a 3, Cubbies holding off. 2-1, column 2, row 1. It's a wild pitch on a 1 to 15. It's a wild pitch on a 16 to 18. It's a passed ball. It's a 13. It's a wild pitch. And that's going to move the runners up to second and third. Ramirez 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. 3-2, column 3, row 2, ground ball to Barnes. He'll make the catch. And are they going to try to score the runner? No, they are not. So 2 outs and runners on second and third. Darryl Ward is up. He's 1 for 1 with a home run, a walk, 2 runs, and an RBI. Strategy roll is a 6, and here is the pitch. 6-5, column 6, row 5, walk plus on a 1 to 22. That is an 8, and that's going to be good for a walk. So runners on the bases, the bases are loaded. Mark DeRosa up. Strategy roll is a 14, and here is the pitch. 6-5 again, column 6, row 5. That is a walk plus on a 1 to 25. That is an 18, and that's going to bring in, they're going to walk in a run. And with that, Morales is now tired. Bases are still loaded. Giovanni Soto, 2 for 2 today with a double and an RBI. 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a single. That is a single because Morales is tired. We rolled one of his tired ratings on that. So he will get pulled. Ward will come in to score. And with that, the Cubs have just came back. It's 5-6. And with that, the Rockies are now going to bring in Kip Wells. That is his card. Wells going to come into the game with a 5.0 ERA. He's got 1 win and 1 loss. He's pitched 9 innings, allowed 5 hits, 7 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Franklin. He went 4 2/3 innings, allowed 7 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned runs, 5 walks, 1 strikeout, 1 home run, 1 wild pitch, and 1 balk. An ERA of a 12.60. Ronnie Sindo 1 for 2, and here is the pitch. 3-3, column 3, row 3, hit by pitch. On a 1 to 6, the 18 is too high. Kip will give a +3 to the hit by pitch rating. 1-2, column 1, row 2. It's a ground ball down the third baseline to Atkins. Will make the catch. And that will retire the side. 3 runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on for the Cubs. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Garrett Atkins, Brad Hallpie, and and Troy Tulowitzki due up for the Rockies. Garrett Atkins 2 for 2 with a home run, a run, and 5 RBIs. And here is the pitch. 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a blank. 3-1, column 3, row 1. It's a pop-up. Throw out underneath it. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Brad Hallpie, 2 walks and a run, and here is the pitch. 5-4, column 5, row 4. Double question mark. It's a single on a 1 to 15. The 18 is too high. 2-1, column 2, row 1. It's a ground ball to Sindo to second base. I'll make the catch, and that'll put 2 away. Troy Tulowitzki, 1 for 2 with a strikeout. 2 up, 2 down. And that's going to be a 3-5, column 3, row 5. Range play. Whose range are we checking? 4-1. It's going to be a single to Ward. His range is on a 1 to 2. This time it's a 1. Ward will make the catch. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors as the Rockies go down in order after 5. It's Rockies 6, Cubs 5. We go to the top of the 6th. John Lieber, Reed Johnson, and Ryan Thurrott due up. And they're going to let Thurrott they're not going to let Lieber take the hit here. And they're going to bring in Mike Frontnote. Frontnote coming in to pinch hit. Comes into the game with a 4.62 ERA. 5-1, column 5, row 1. It's a foul ball on a wild pitch. 2-4, column 2, row 4. Walk on a 1 to 12. The 10 in range. That is a walk. So with a runner on, strategy roll is an 18. Infield at double play depth. Sacrifice play as we go to the top of the order. Reed Johnson 1 for 2 with a walk. And the pitch. 2-4, column 2, row 4. That is a walk. However, it's a bunt. It's a successful sacrifice bunt. And that'll be 1 away, and Frontnote will go over to second. Ryan Thurrott up. Thurrott is 1 for 3 today with a run scored. 1 out. Strategy roll 7. Infield normal depth. 4-1, column 4, row 1. That is a blank. 4-3, column 4, row 3. It's a single to Hilton. And that'll put runners on the corners. Frontnote will hold at third. Derek Lee 0 for 2 today with a run and a walk. Strategy roll 17, infield playing in. 6-6, column 6, row 6, strikeout. On a 1 to 8, the 16 is too high. 5-5. Column 5, row 5, it's a single to Holiday. And with that, the Cubs now tie up the game. It's 6-all. And with that, Ryan Thurett will hold at second. Base run rating is a 2. The die roll is a 5. And with that, Ramirez is up. He's 0 for 3 today. Strategy roll is a 16, and here is the pitch. 3-5, column 3, row 5, strikeout plus. On a 1 to 16, that is a 10. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away. Darryl Ward, 1 for 1 with a home run, 2 walks, 3 runs, and an RBI. And the pitch. 3-5. Column 3, row 5, strikeout plus. On a 1 to 20, that is an 11. Struck him out. And with that, we're going to go to the Cubs bullpen. And the Cubs are going to bring in Neil Kotz. Actually, wait, they're going to bring in Jeff. That is his card. Jeff will come into the game with a 5.37 ERA. He's pitched 6 and 2/3 innings, allowed 9 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for John Lieber. Went 2 innings, no ERA. Yorvit Torreba is 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. It's Torreba, Wells, and Spielbergus due up for the Rockies. 2-2, column 2, row 2, strikeout on a 1 to 10. The 18 is too high. 1-1, column 1, row 1. It's a ground ball to Ramirez. He'll make the catch, and that'll put 1 away. Kip Wells not going to take the hit here. They're going to bring in Joe will come into the game. No ERA just yet for him. This is going to be his first game. And the pitch, 5-2, column 5, row 2. It's a foul ball as Joe will smack it into the stands. 2-6, column 2, row 6. Double star, fly ball back there to DeRosa. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. Top of the order, Ryan Spielbergus, who is 1 for 2 with a walk and a run, and here is the pitch. 1-3, column 1, row 3, walk. On a 1 to 21, that is a 19, and that's going to be good for a walk. So, with a runner on first as the order flips over, that's going to bring up Clint Barnes. Barnes is 0 for 1 today with a walk and a run. Strategy roll 14. 2 outs and a runner on first. Infield normal depth, and here is the pitch. 2-1, column 2, row 1. That's going to... And that's going to be a single up the center past Jeff. Ryan will go to second, but does he pick up third? He'll go from first to third on a 4 through 6. That is a 4. And with that, Ryan is on third. Jeff can face one more batter before he's considered tired. Todd Hilton, 0 for 2 with a run and a walk. Strategy roll 7, and here is the pitch. 3-3, column 3, row 3. At the ballpark, we're going to go to Coors Field. 3-6, column 3, row 6. It's an HR, and that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on. After 6, we're tied at 6. We go to the top of the 7th. It is Mark DeRosa, Giovanni Soto, and Ronnie Sindo due up for the Cubbies. And with that, the Rockies do have a new pitcher on the mound. And they are going to bring in Jason Grill. That is his card. Grill will come into the game with a 2.09 ERA. He's got 1 loss. He's pitched 4 1/3 of an inning, allowed 4 hits, 8 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Taking a look at the stats here for Kip Wells, he went 1 1/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and ERA of a 5.25. DeRosa, Soto, and Sindo due up for the Cubbies. All right, Mark DeRosa, 0 for 2 with a walk and an RBI. And here is the pitch. 3-1, column 3, row 1. That is a blank. DeRosa being a right-handed batter, so on the pitch card, we look to the right-handed side of the slash. 6-3, column 6, row 3. It's a single past the shortstop. And with that, DeRosa will get on with a base hit. Giovanni Soto, who's 3 for 3 with a double and 3 RBIs, steps up. Strategy roll is a 7, infield double play depth. And here is the pitch. 1-4, column 1, row 4, strikeout on a 1-9. The 12 is too high. 3-4, column 3, row 4. It's a double out there in the left field. And with that, Holiday can't get it in time. DeRosa will hold at third. Base run rating is a 1. That is a 5. Of course, the 5 is higher than the 1. He'll hold. Ronnie Sindo is 1 for 3. Strategy roll 9. Runners on first, second, and third. And here is the pitch. That'll be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a walk on a 1-12. That is a 10. And once again, they load the bases. Jeff not going to take the hit here. And they're going to bring in Mitch Hoffenper. Mika Hoffenper will come up. He's batting a 400. Strategy roll is a 1, and here is the pitch. Hoffenper for 6-2. Column 6, row 2. That is a walk. On a 1-8, that is a 6, and that's going to walk in a run. And the Cubs will take a 1-run lead at 7-6. Strategy roll is a 20. Jason Grill does not pick anyone off, but we'll still show that off. That is an 11. We go to the top of the order, Reed Johnson, who is 1 for 2 with a walk. And here is the pitch. 6-3, column 6, row 3. It's a wild pitch on a 1-11. Wild pitch on a 12-13. It's a passed ball. It's a 20. Nothing happens. 6-4, column 6, row 4, double star 3. It's a fly ball back to the Hall Pie. He'll make the catch. That is an out. However, it is a sacrifice play. Soto will score on a sac fly. It's now 8-6. The Cubs with a 2-run lead. One out, runners on second and first, and that's going to do it for Jason Grill, as the Rockies once again will go back to their bullpen. And they're going to bring in Ryan Spear. That is his card. Ryan will come into the game now with a 4.50 ERA. He's pitched 6 innings, allowed 7 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 6 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Jason. He went 1/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, an ERA of a 5.74. Ryan Thurrott is up. He's 2 for 4 with a run, 1 out. Now he's on second and first. 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a walk. On a 1-13, the 20 is too high. 4-4, column 4, row 4, and that's going to be a single out there in the center field to Sparbargus. Can't get it in time. Cindo will go to third. He's waved around home. He'll come home. Roll, that is a base run rating of 5. The die roll is a 5. He'll go from second to home on a +2. Hoffenper will hold at second. It's now 9-6 Cubbies. Cubs came back, rallied back. It's now rallied back to tie the game up, and they have taken the lead. Derek Lee, 1 for 3 with a run, a walk, and an RBI. Strategy roll is a 12, and here is the pitch with 1 out. 1-2-1, column 2, row 1, strikeout on a 1-8. The 13 is too high. 2-1, column 2, row 1. That's going to be a single past Barnes. Hoffenper will go to third. He'll come around to score. He'll go from second to home on a 2-6. He'll score, and the Cubs go into double digits now. It's 10-6. Thurrott on second. He'll go from second to third on a base run rating of a 3-6. That is a 4. And with that, Thurrott will take third. So runners on the corners. Ramirez is now up. Strategy rolls are turned off. And the reason they're turned off is we take the difference in the score. In this case, it's a 4-run game. We take the 4, add it to the 7, which gives us an 11. So if the number we get is higher than 10, strategy rolls are turned off. Ramirez is up. He's 0 for 4 with a strikeout. They're going to let him take the hit. They are. 1-4, column 1, row 4. That is a blank. 2-6, column 2, row 6. Fly ball back there to center field to Sparbargus, who'll make the catch. Sacrifice, that is a failed on the SF roll. However, for runner advancement, that is a 4. He'll score. And it's now 11-6 Cubs. Cubs with a 5-run lead. Darrell Ward, 1 for 2 with a home run, a walk, a strikeout, 3 runs, and an RBI. And the pitch. 6-3, column 6, row 3. Strikeout on a 1-10. That is a 9. Struck him out. And Singh, take me out to the ball game. 5 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and the Cubs will leave one stranded. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Matt Holliday, Garrett Ekins, and Brad Hallpie due up for the Rockies. Cubbies once again going back to their bullpen. This has been a bullpen game for both teams. And they're going to bring in Michael Wurtzer. He'll come into the game with a 1.29 ERA. He's pitched 7 innings, 3 hits, 4 strikeouts, no walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Jeff, he went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, and an ERA of a 4.67. Jason Grill, 2 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, an ERA of a 9.58. And Ryan, who finished up that inning, went 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 5.37. Let's take a look at the box score after 6.5 have been played here at Coors Field. Chicago scored a run in the 2nd, a run in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, a run in the 6th, 5 runs in the 7th, 11 runs on 13 hits and no errors. The Rockies, a run in the 2nd, 5 runs in the 3rd, 6 runs on 7 hits and no errors. They've been shut out. They're down by 5. They need 5 to tie, 6 to win. Matt Holliday, 1 for 3 with a strikeout and a run. And here is the pitch. 5-6, column 5, row 6, walk on a 1-14. The 18 is too high. 5-3, column 5, row 3, ground ball to Thurrott. Sindo. Sindo will make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Garrett Atkins, 2 for 3 today with a home run, a run, and 5 RBIs. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3, range play. Whose range are we checking? 2-6, column 2, row 6. That's going to go back to the Ward. His range is on a 1-2. It's a 2. He'll make the catch. Takes away it from being a double. He's 2 for 4. And it's 2 up, 2 down. Brad Hallpie 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a run. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-5. Column 4, row 5. Double question mark, double star, and a 1-3. The 16 is too high. 1-1, column 1, row 1. Ground ball to Sindo. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, no errors as the Cubs retire the Rockies in order. After 7, it's Cubs 11, Rockies 6. We go to the top of the 8th. Mark DeRosa, Giovanni Soto, and Ronnie Sindo due up for the Cubs. Hallpie done out there in left field. They are going to make some changes here to try to minimize the damage in right field. They're going to bring in Seth Smith to take over at right field. And at third base, Atkins is going to come out, and they're going to bring in Jeff Baker. So that's the changes they are going to make to their lineup. Ryan Spiro tired. They're not going to let him continue. And they are going to bring in Brian Futenis. Yep. Ryan Frutenis will come in. That is his card. And they are going to do a double switch. In their order, DeRosa will come up. He's 1 for 3 with a run, a walk, and an RBI. And here is the pitch. And that's going to be a 2-4, column 2, row 4, strikeout plus on a 1 to 20. That is a 16. Struck him out. And that'll be one away. Giovanni Soto, 4 for 4 today with 2 doubles, a run, and 3 RBIs. And the pitch. 2-1, column 2, row 1. It's a range play. We go to Coors Field. 4-4, column 4, row 4, single to Smith. His range is on a 1 to 4. That is a 4. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. Smith, by the way, he's 1 for 2 on his range plays, 50%. Ronnie Sindo, 1 for 3 with a run and a walk. And here is the pitch. And that's going to be 2-4, column 2, row 4, strikeout plus on a 1 to 19. That is a 1. Struck him out. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. As the Cubs go down in order, we go to the bottom of the 8th. Troy Tulowitzki, Jurvet Toreba, and Brian Frutenis do up. Michael is done. And with that, they're going to bring in Bob Holloway. He's going to come in. That is his card. Holloway will come into the game with a 3.0 ERA. He's got 1 win and 1 loss, 1 save. He's pitched 9 innings, allowed 10 hits, 8 strikeouts, and no walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Michael, he went 1 inning, had an ERA of a 1.13. Troy Tulowitzki, 1 for 3, and here is the strike, and here is the pitch. They're going to keep the outfield the way it is. They're not going to make any changes. 5-4, column 5, row 4, strikeout, 1 to 7. That is a 3. Struck him out. Jurvet up. He's 0 for 3. Are they going to let him take the hit? They are. 5-4, column 5, row 4, strikeout on a 1 to 10. The 11. Too high. 5-1, column 5, row 1, double star 1, fly ball back there to DeRosa. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. Brian Frutenis. Not taking the hit. Going to bring in Willie Travers. Travers batting a 258. And here is the pitch. 6-3, column 6, row 3. It's a wild pitch. It's a foul ball. We're going to re-roll the dice. And that's going to be a 5-3. Column 5, row 3. Home run on a 1. The 19 is too high. 1-2, column 1, row 2. It's a single back there to DeRosa. And with that, we'll keep the inning alive. Top of the order, Ryan is up. Remember, with 2 outs, we had a +1 to the base run rating. No strategy yet. He's 1 for 2 with 2 walks and a run, and here is the pitch. 1-5, column 1, row 5, possible error on a throw. Now on an error check, that's going to be the number in the bracket, 1-4. Column 1, row 4, ground ball to shortstop to Thurrott. Error range is on a 1 to 6. That is a 12. No error there. and that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Rockies. After 9, it's Cubs 6. It's Cubs 11, Rockies 6. We go to the top of the 9th. Bob Orey, Reed Johnson, Ryan Thurrott due up for the Cubbies. Will we see some 9th inning magic? And with that, the Rockies are going to the bullpen. And they are going to bring out Matt Hughes. Actually, they're going to bring in Luis Vizcaino. That is his card. Lewis will come into the game with an 11.89. He's pitched 5 1/3 innings, allowed 10 hits, 8 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Brian, he went 1 inning, allowed 2 strikeouts, an ERA of a 1.23. This has been a bullpen game for both teams. Let's take a look at the box score after 8. Nothing scored by both teams in the 8th inning, but once again, the Cubs have scored a run in the 2nd, a run in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, a run in the 6th, 5 in the 7th, 11 runs on 13 hits. The Rockies scoring a run in the 2nd and 5 runs in the 3rd, 6 runs on 8 hits. 21 hits by both teams. So far as we go to the top of the 9th, Bob Orey not taking the hit here. Felix Pye is going to come in. Pye batting a .290, and here is the pitch. 5-3, column 5, row 3, hit by pitch. That is an 11. Vizcaino will give a -4. The 12 is too high. 2-4, column 2, row 4. It's a single to center field. And with that, Pye is on with leads off with a base hit. Infield double play depth. Reed Johnson is up. He's 1 for 2 with a walk and an RBI. And here is the pitch. 2-3, column 2, row 3. That is a walk plus. On a 1-14, that is a 14. And of course, that's going to be a walk. So runners on first and second. Ryan Thurrott, 3 for 5 today with 2 runs and an RBI. They're going to keep him in for 6, column 4, row 6. Strikeout on a 1-4. The 7 is too high. 2-6, column 2, row 6. It's a pump up to the shortstop to Tulutsky. He'll make the catch, and that'll put 1 away. Derek Lee, 2 for 4 today with a run, with a walk, a run, and 2 RBIs. And the pitch. 1-2, column 1, row 2. Strikeout plus on a 1-18. That is a 5. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away, and that's going to bring up the cleanup man, Amiris Ramirez, who is 0 for 4. They're not going to let him take the hit. Ramirez, Jason Marquez will come in to pinch hit. Batting a 143, and here is the pitch. 3-5, column 3, row 5. Double star, double question mark, single on a 1-5. That is a 1. Pye will go over to third. He's waved around home. He'll score on a 1-6. That is a 4. It's 12-6. Cubs have now a 6-run lead. Johnson on second. Does he go to third? He does. He'll advance from first to third on a 4-6. Runners on the corners. Runners on the corners as Darren Ward will come up. He's batting a 1. He's 1 for 3 today. Home run, a walk, 2 strikeouts, 3 runs, and an RBI. And the pitch. for 3. Column 4, row 3, strikeout on a 1-20. That is a 15. Struck him out. And that will retire the side. No 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors, and 2 left on for the Cubs. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Rockies down by 6, 6 to tie, 7 to win. Clint Barnes, Todd Hilton, Matt Holliday due up, and they are going to bring in Sean Marshall. That is his card. Marshall will come into the game. And also at third base, they're going to bring in Mark DeRosa. Oh, DeRosa's already in the lineup. Casey McGee will come in. And with that, it's 2, 3, and 4. Barnes, Hilton, and Holiday due up in the lineup. Let's take a look at for Bob Horay. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 6.51. Barnes 1 for 2 with a walk and a run, and here is the pitch. 5-6, column 5, row 6, that is a blank. 2-2, column 2, row 2, double star 2. It's a fly ball back to the Ward. He'll make the catch, and that'll put 1 away. Todd Hilton, 0 for 3. Are they going to let Hilton take the hit? They are not. And with that, they are going to bring in Chris Anita to pinch hit. Anita batting a 130. Here's the pitch. 1-2, column 1, row 2. Home run chance on a 1-4. The 19 is too high. 1-4, column 1, row 4. Ground ball to the shortstop to throw out. He'll make the catch, and that'll put 2 away. Rockies down to the last down, and Matt Holliday is up. He's 1 for 4 with a strikeout and a run. And here is the pitch. Holliday going to take the hit. 5-3, column 5, row 3, strikeout, 1-10, 12, too high. 5-1, column 5, row 1, ground ball to the shortstop to throw out. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the game, and that retires the side as the Cubs come back to defeat the Rockies 12-6. Final line score coming right up. Jeff Samuel will pick up the win. Jason Grill will pick up his second loss. Darryl Ward picks up his second home run of the replay. Garrett Atkins his 6th home run of the replay. The Chicago Cubs defeat the Colorado Rockies 12-6. The Cubs 12 runs on 15 hits and no errors. The Rockies 6 runs on 8 hits and no errors. Taking a look at the stats here, Jeff will pick up the win. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, an ERA of a 4.67. Jason Grill will pick up his second loss. He went 1/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, an ERA of a 9.58. So that's going to do it for us here at Coors Field as the Cubs will improve to 16-5 and the Rockies will drop to 7-14. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile, and remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up and when I go live with all of the Philadelphia Phillies games. Until then, I'm Scooney 007. We'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye bye.